So let's simplify 9x squared minus 3xy plus y squared multiplied by 3x plus y for 2 marks. So we're basically expanding all of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this 3x with every term inside of this bracket and multiply this y with every term inside of this bracket. So it's going to be 3x times 9x squared. So 3x multiplied by 9x squared, and then 3x times negative 3xy, so negative 3xy times 3x, and then 3x times y squared, so y squared times 3x. And then we're going to multiply this y with every term again, so it's going to be y times 9x squared, so 9x squared times y, and then y times negative 3xy times y, and then this y squared times y again, y squared multiplied by y. And then this is going to be 3 times 3, so we're going to start with the numbers before we move on to the variables. So it's going to be 9 times 3, which is 27. And then x times x squared, you're going to add the exponents. This is exponent 1, this is exponent 2. So it's going to be x exponent 3, okay? 3 times 3, that is, this negative 3, times 3, it's negative 9. And then x times x, because they are like terms, it's going to be x squared. And then this y is just going to remain the same, times y, plus 3xy squared, okay? And then plus 9x squared y, and then minus 3x, y times y is y squared, and then finally y squared times y, that is positive y exponent 3, okay? Now we have to check if there are any like terms. So this 9x squared y is the same as this x squared y over here, and then this 3xy squared has a like term over here with this negative 3xy squared. This 27x exponent 3 will remain the same, so 27x exponent 3, negative 9x squared y plus x squared y, they're going to cancel each other out, and then 3xy squared and this negative 3xy squared, they're going to cancel each other out. And then we're going to be left with positive y exponent 3. This is a very interesting question. We're asked to simplify 3 all over x minus 4 plus 2 all over x plus 3 minus 12 all over x squared minus x minus 12. So over here we have something that we call our LCD, which is our lowest common denominator. And in this case, it should be x squared minus x minus 12, okay? Now, in order for us to simplify this x minus 4 is short of x plus 3 in order for it to change to x squared minus x minus 12, which means we're going to multiply this numerator with x plus 3 only. So it's going to be 3 times x plus 3. Because the denominator is short of x plus 3 in order for it to change to this x squared minus x minus 12, okay? And then plus 2 times this x plus 3 is short of x minus 4 in order for us to multiply it to x squared minus x minus 12. So it's going to be 2 times x minus 4, okay? And then this denominator will remain the same, and the numerator will remain the same, okay? Because this entire question, or this part of this question, already has the LCD, which is x squared minus x minus 12, okay? Now let's then say 3 times x, which is 3x, and then 3 times 3, that is positive 9, okay? And then plus 2 times x, that is 2x, and then 2 times negative 4, that is negative 8, minus 12, and then all of that is divided by x squared minus x minus 12. Then we have to see if there are any like terms. So 3x plus 2x, that is 5x, and then 9 minus 8, that is positive 1, and then minus 12 all over x squared minus x minus 12. So this is going to be 5x minus 11 all over x squared minus x minus 12. So this has been simplified. So this has been simplified to 5x minus 11 all over x squared minus x minus 12. So let's now simplify 5 exponent 2n plus 2 minus 3 times 5 exponent 2n plus 1. All of that is divided by 25 exponent n times 4. Now, when dealing with exponents, the most important thing is to check if all of these numbers have been changed to what we call their prime bases, okay? And looking at the numerator, all of this has been changed to their prime bases. So let's now apply a law of exponents on the numerator, which says 5 exponent 2n times 5 squared is the same as saying 5 exponent 2n plus 2. You have basically added these two exponents because the bases are the same. And then minus 3 times 5 exponent 2n times 5 exponent 1. All of that is divided by, on the denominator, these two numbers haven't been changed to their prime bases. So 25 in its prime base is 5 exponent 2, and then all of that is raised to the power n times 4 in its prime base is 2 squared, okay? And then on the numerator, there's a common factor of 5 exponent 2n, okay? Open brackets. All of this divided by 5 exponent 2n, you're going to be left with 5 squared. And then minus all of this again divided by 5 exponent 2n, you're going to be left with 3 times 5, and then divide all of that. 2 times n, it's going to be 5 exponent 2n times 2 squared, okay? And then these two are going to cancel each other out because they are exactly the same. And then 5 squared is 25 minus 3 times 5, which is 15. All of that is divided by 2 squared is still 4, okay? 25 minus 15, that is 10 divided by 4, and then 10 over 4 in its simplest form is simply 5 over 2. So let's try to factorize for 3 marks. M squared plus m into 4 plus n plus 4n. Looks complicated, but let's try to make things easy. So m squared plus, let's multiply this out, m times 4, that is 4m, and then m times n, that is positive mn, and then plus 4n, okay? And then from here we're going to use a method which we call factorizing by grouping, okay? So it's going to be m squared plus mn plus 4m plus 4n, okay? And then we're going to group these two. So this is what we call factorizing by grouping. Over here you can see that the common factor is positive m, so it's going to be m into m plus n, and then plus, common factor here is positive 4. We're going to be left again with m plus n. Now from here, when looking at these two, we can see that there's an m plus n. Look at this properly. There's an m plus n in both of these terms, okay? Which means, again, we have to factorize fully. The common factor here is m plus n. If you divide all of this, m into m plus 1 divided by m plus 1, you're going to be left with positive m. And then plus 4 into m plus n divided by m plus n, you're going to be left with positive 4. This is basically saying m into m plus n divided by m plus n. When you divide these two, you're going to be left with m, which is this one over here. Again, if you say 4 into m plus n, all of that divided by m plus n, these two are going to cancel each other out, and then you'll be left with 4. So the final answer is this one. Now this is also a very interesting question. We're about to factorize for 3 marks 2y minus 250 y exponent 4. So we're going to factorize this fully. So the common factor here is 2y, okay, and then 2y into 1, because 2y divided by 2y is 1, and then minus 250 divided by 2, that is 125, and then y exponent 4 divided by y, that is y exponent 3, okay. But we haven't factorized this fully. In this bracket, we can see that this is actually a difference of 2 cubes, okay. So when dealing with the difference of 2 cubes, you must first find the cube roots of 1 in this case, which is positive 1, okay. And then you're going to try to find the cube roots of negative 125 y exponent 3, which is negative 5y, okay. Close the brackets, and then from here you're going to say 1 divided by 1, it's actually 1, and then 125 y exponent 3 divided by negative 5y, it is a positive. 125 divided by 5, it's 25, and then y exponent 3 divided by y, it's y squared, okay. Because remember, when you're dividing, you subtract the exponents. And then finally, a final rule of factorizing a difference of 2 cubes. You must first multiply these two. What do you get when you multiply 1 and negative 5y? You get negative 5y, but you must change the sign to a positive 5y. So you have fully factorized this question over here.